Okay, so let's begin. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim Thompson, and together with Danae Cazzola, who's going to teach us all how to make a beautiful chocolate mask, Viv Adams, who's going to teach us how to make, I can't remember if it's double surprise or triple surprise. Anyway, she'll tell us chocolate muffins. Kristy Brown is going to teach us all how to make the beautiful chocolate in a brownie, which makes such a gorgeous gift to give to someone. And me and my two little assistants, Tegan and Caitlin, are actually going to show you how to make how to temper chocolate and how to make chocolate Easter eggs. And we're also going to show you how to make chocolate Turkish figs. So I'm going to hand over to Viv. Are you there, Viv?
I'm here. Can everyone see me and hear me? Yes, give me a thumbs up. Good job. Okay, thanks, Kim. So I'm Viv Adams. I'm in Karratha, Western Australia, so nice and sunny and warm up here. Hope you guys are enjoying your stay at home. So just a couple of things before we start. I'm going to be making or showing and demonstrating to you guys triple chocolate surprise Easter muffins. So first things first, we wash our hands, we switch on the oven 180 degrees, and I need to melt some butter and chocolate, so I've put a pot with water on the stove as a double broiler. So I'm just going to quickly now put you down so you can see my bench top, so you can see with the demonstration. So for this triple Easter chocolate surprise muffins, the ingredients are 3 cups of flour, which we're just using plain flour today, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, which we've got here, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1 cup of chocolate chips, and here we've got 100 grams of butter, and I've actually put 1/3 cup of cooking chocolate in there. So I've just done like 3 rows of the block of cooking chocolate. I'm just going to quickly dash to the stove and pop that on so that melts together. Okay, the rest of the ingredients are 1.5 cups of milk and 2 eggs, which we've got here, and the surprise part of the chocolate muffins are the Easter eggs. So I've just got a bit of a mix here. I've got a big box of all different Easter eggs, and to stop me from eating them, I've just unwrapped randomly what I've got here. So I think I've got some crunchy, I haven't put any caramel in there, but I've also got some white dream chocolate Easter eggs as well. And of course we need our muffin tray with our patty pans inside it. And of course, we're going to infuse the chocolate muffins with some essential oils today. So I made some previously with peppermint, which tastes beautiful because chocolate goes beautifully with peppermint. Or I think today I'm actually going to be putting orange essential oil in these chocolate muffins. But if you had, for example, Turkish Delight chocolate eggs, you might want to flavour your chocolate with geranium because that makes a beautiful Turkish Delight flavour with your chocolate. Also another fantastic oil to use is tangerine. So that's another beautiful scented oil that will flavour your chocolate to be something out of this world. So they are the essential oils that we're going to use. So let's get cracking. I'll just quickly put that up a little bit there. So I've already put 2 cups of flour into my sifter here because that's all it'll fit. And then I'll just need to add the 3rd cup. I'll just throw that in there. And we just need to sift all of that into our bowl. And then we'll need to add our baking powder. So as I'm sifting, I'll try and do it with the other hand. Teaspoon. 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, because we want to get a decent rise out of them. And then what we also now need to do, is that's just about all going in, is to add the cocoa powder. They make a few lumps that we'll need to push out. Okay, so I'll just grab my spoon, push that cocoa powder through. Just about all gone. Okay, now just give that a bit of a stir. We want to mix all the cocoa and the flour together, and then we will also add in our brown sugar, and we kind of want to get those lumps out. So we'll just give that a quick stir, mixing it all together, getting out as many lumps as we can so it all blends through. Okay, so we put all our dry ingredients together. I'm going to add the chocolate chips after because my melted chocolate and my butter is going to be a little warm. I don't want to melt my choc chips as well. I want to keep them nice and chippy through the whole muffin. So, okay, so they're all mixed together. I'm just going to make a little well because we like to add our wet ingredients into the well of our powder. Right, so now we're going to add, I'm just going to see if the butter and the chocolate is mixed. The butter certainly has melted. I'll show you. I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir through so the chocolate is melting through that warmed butter. So this is the second element of our chocolate, being triple chocolate surprise. So this gives the muffins a beautiful, rich, chocolatey taste. Now, when we add essential oils to any of our cooking to flavour our food, it's advisable to mix or to add the essential oils to some sort of fat that you are using in your cooking. Or, for example, like an oil of butter. Chocolate on this occasion has got lots of fat in it. Or you can use an olive oil, a coconut oil, or something like that to blend it through because you want the essential oil to disperse through your recipe. You don't want it to stay in full molecules because when you take that into your mouth, it hits you pretty big with really big flavours. So you want to disperse that through the whole of your mix. So we've melted all the chocolate and the butter there together. So now we're going to add our essential oils to this mix. I'll find our orange. So let's put in, you can put 5 to 8 drops of essential oil. I'll show you putting it into the spoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll make a lovely kind of Jaffa flavour in our chocolate. Just going to mix that through. Oh my God, if only this Zoom was like, had smell. It smells absolutely delicious. Makes me want to lick the bowl, but I won't do that. Maybe after when you're not looking. Okay, so now we'll bring back our flour and we're going to, just going to use my trusty spatula. I love these silicone spatulas because they tend to be able to get everything off your spoons and bowls. We're going to tip that chocolate into the dry ingredients. Yummy, yummy. And then we're going to whisk our eggs. We don't want them to scramble in that warm chocolate, so we're going to whisk our eggs. And I actually might add the milk to the chocolate first so it doesn't make my eggs scramble. So where's my cup? There it is. So we need to add 1.5 cups of milk. You can do a gluten-free, dairy-free version of this recipe. You just need to use your almond milk and your gluten-free flours, etc., and your egg replacement if you don't like to have egg as well. So that's, I've done that before. That come up quite well with a similar recipe. So that's the half of the milk. And our chocolate's cooling down with that milk. We're going to add in our 2 eggs. And we're going to give it all a mix. So with muffin mixture, you don't want to mix it too much because you don't want the glutens to make your muffin mixture very rubbery. So you want them to be quite light. So we're kind of just folding the mixture. So the wet ingredients just touch on all the dry ingredients, and you want to make, it comes out like quite a wet chocolate mousse consistency. So we're just making sure that we get all those powders wet. Smelling amazing, and it's looking yummy even though it's not cooked quite yet. Okay, so it looks like we've got most of those powders all mixed through. And now we're going to add our chocolate chips, our triple choc. Goodness me, that looks like more than a cup, doesn't it? Maybe I got a bit excited with measuring that one. Now we're folding through. That's looking even more decadent and delicious. This is a very decadent muffin mix, so fantastic to give to friends. A lovely treat for your kids. They can also help make it. It's always fun getting elbow deep in chocolate. Who doesn't like that? You might have to lick each other's elbows, though, to get the chocolate off. And, okay, I think we're ready now. We're just going to use a spoon to spoon them into our muffin casings. So, do that. So what we do is we grab, where's my spoon? We grab a spoonful and we get our fingers in here, which is quite fun. We get a spoonful of the chocolate muffin mix, and we pop it into our casing just with the tip of our finger. So you just basically want to half fill your casings with the chocolate mixture. I've done this a few times, so I can do it quite quickly without making too much mess. But the kids love the mess, so get into it. So that's what we do. We half fill them with just a spoonful of the muffin mix. Oops. And I'll just do the last 3. You may find that this mix is quite big and it may do more than 12 muffins. So you might need to get a couple of extra casings ready in another tray, or just wait till this has been cooked. Okay, so we've half filled our muffins, and then we grab our chocolate eggs, and this is the Easter surprise bit. So we put our little surprises in the very middle, push them down a little bit. So when the muffins come out of the oven and they've cooled just a little bit, or if your muffins have cooled and you're having it like several hours later or the next day, you might want to heat them up to eat them, because all the centre, all the surprise melts, and it's just this amazing gooey deliciousness of molten. It's like a lava cake. So now we top our muffins with another spoonful of muffin mix. Oops. Not too much, because they do because it's got the baking powder in it. It will overflow and make your muffin. Although muffin tops are really yummy too, big muffin tops on the cake, maybe not on ourselves. Mind you, after Easter, it might have to be on ourselves. But that's what our sleek's for, isn't it? Okay, so then we top up all of our muffins, covering up that mix, or covering up that Easter surprise. See you when we eat you. And then we just pop it into our oven for about 20 minutes, keeping an eye on them. And when they're firm on the top, and they're not all wobbly and gooey still, you can pull them out and cool them down on your rack. And then after this, at the end of all the other workshops today, I might be able to pull it out and show you. They should be cooked. Pull it out and show you, and how beautiful the middle of our Easter surprise muffins look. So I'm going to pop them in the oven now. So that's my little recipe. I hope you guys give it a go and do it with your kids, because it's really yummy, yummy, yummy. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Viv. That was awesome. All right, so I'm Kim, and these are my 2 little helpers, Tegan and Caitlin.
Hi. And
today we're going to show you how to temper chocolate to make Easter eggs. All right, is this fun?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so here's one that we made earlier. We'll just show you. So we've done it with dark chocolate and milk chocolate, and some other ones that we've made earlier. Now, the thing about tempering chocolate and why you need to temper chocolate, it makes better Easter eggs, because if you just melt the chocolate and pour it into the molds, the chocolate Easter eggs have that more soggy, soft chocolate feel about them. But when they're tempered, they're thicker. These are some that we did earlier. See how they've got this one, see how shiny they are? That's because we've tempered the chocolate. And so to temper chocolate, what you do is you melt it. So we've got some over here that we did, we've just started. So you don't want the bowl to touch, there's some water in the bottom there that we've boiled. You don't want it to touch the water, okay? And you just want it, we've put some melts in the bottom of this, and we've put them in, okay? Can you grab me the thermometer? All right, so it's really important when tempering chocolate to keep an eye on the thermometer. So we've actually got a candy thermometer. Now, it's not exact. You could probably get a digital thermometer, because what you want to do is to make sure that the temperature is right. So this is actually milk chocolate, and for milk chocolate what you want to do is heat it up to 45 to 50 degrees. And then after you've got it to 45 to 50 degrees, so we're just looking at it now, it's nearly up to 45 degrees. Then we're going to cool it down to around 29 to 30 degrees. If we're doing dark chocolate, then we're going to do between sort of 53 and 58, and we're going to cool it down Sorry, just gonna look at my bit of paper, to 31 to 32 degrees, okay? We'll put this in the notes with the recipe, but what we wanna do is heat it up. So this has just gone just a little bit over 50, so I'm gonna take it off there and we're gonna bring it over here. Now, the thing about tempering chocolate, I'm just gonna rest that there, is you may have seen on MasterChef, or if you ever do a chocolate making course, you'll see them, they'll pour the chocolate out over a marble bench or onto a chopping board or something like that, and they'll use a pastry knife to really get in there and get some air happening. With the kids, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to use a silicone spatula. Now, also, another thing that chefs often do, they melt chocolate in the microwave. We don't even own a microwave. I think they're terrible things. So that's why we boil it on over a double saucepan on the stove. And they also use plastic bowls because plastic doesn't retain heat as much as glass and stainless steel do. I don't like plastic and I don't want plastic ending up into my chocolate. So I'm going to use a metal bowl, and Tegan's just going to go and get some air in there. So she's going to keep stirring until it gets back down to around 29 to 30 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that, Tegan, so you can be in charge of that. Melting milk chocolate is much the same. So what we've done here is we've melted some milk chocolate and we've put it into a Ziploc bag. Now I'm going to just move Tegan over a little bit. Oops, we've got a chocolate egg stuck to the bottom of our bowl. I'm just going to move Tegan over a little bit. I'm going to snip off the tiniest little bit because I only want thin lines.
Snip.
All right. Make sure that doesn't stick to any of our...
What's it supposed to be?
So this white chocolate is going to decorate our chocolate Easter eggs. Okay, do you want to show everyone, Caitlin, how you decorate the chocolate Easter eggs? We're looking for 30
basically
degrees.
just draw lines or whatever design you want over the egg. I like to draw lines.
All right, and let's show them how to go about sticking two eggs together.
Okay.
So if we get these two, so do you want to... So you can either use the dark chocolate that you've used, or you can use the white chocolate. And we're going to use that white chocolate to actually stick our Easter eggs together. Now these eggs start melting as soon as you touch them, so you may actually even want to use some tongs or something like that to hold them so that they don't melt, because your warmth from your hands actually sticks them together. Actually, before we do this one, something else that we came up with was just putting a few Smarties inside the Easter eggs as a bit of a surprise. So if we do some of these. All right, so if I pop 3 in here. Okay, so Caitlin, if I hold this together, so the white chocolates are kind of acting like a glue, if you like. Can you get it? Squeeze it harder. Right. So you just go around the edges and stick it. If there's any holes, you can fill them up with the white chocolate, or you can use the dark chocolate if you want them to look a bit uniform. You can use the dark chocolate, and then, you know, because this is dark chocolate. All right. So, and you get a result like one that we created earlier. And it's got the Smarties inside it so you can hear it. All right, let me just check the temperature. Oops, we've got so much chocolate on the thermometer, I can't see. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna bring it over here and the girls are gonna show you how to fill in the molds. So we've just got some silicone molds. I do own some old plastic ones, but they're harder to get out the Easter eggs neatly. You do need to use something like a light tasting olive oil or something like that to line the inside of your plastic ones, because I find that they stick and then the plastic can even break. And as I said before,
we don't use plastic.
As I said before, we don't like plastic, so we've got silicone instead. So Tegan, do you want to show everyone how you fill in the... What do you do?
So you basically
you don't have to get so much, but if, like, you want them, so these are hollow eggs, but if you want them, like, full chocolate eggs, then you don't have to, well,
You would fill in the whole mould?
Yeah, you'll fill in the whole mould. And like we're doing here, we're doing hollow eggs. So if I get a bit too much, and if you're doing hollow eggs, you need to scrape it all up to the edge so it's all right.
All right, you want to go on to the next one?
Yep.
So if you get too much, you can just use your spoon to spoon some out and start putting it in the next one. So you just got to make sure that you've got even amounts all over your eggs. And the thing is, you can jiggle it until you get that nice even amount, okay? So you may actually need to melt your chocolate again. We were doing these earlier and we had to melt it again because the chocolate gets so thick, like as it gets cooler, it gets thicker and harder, and it's harder to paint it on. So we're just gonna, All right, so that's basically how you make
chocolate Easter eggs.
Hollow Easter eggs, is to just make sure that you've got no bits where you can see, that. All right, so Tegan, do you want to continue on with that?
Yep.
And I'll get Caitlin to help me with the Turkish figs.
These are my favourite.
So Caitlin really likes the Turkish figs. So we've got some dark chocolate in the bowl that we made the Easter eggs out of before, and it's left over. So what oil do we put in this one?
Tangerine.
Not quite. Geranium. We put some geranium in. You can actually use rose oil, and I certainly have when I've wanted to be really decadent, but geranium gives it that Turkish delight type flavour. So if you...
I don't know what she puts in them, but they taste good.
All right, I'm just going to grab some skewers. So what we do is we put one of the figs on the skewers, and then we dip it in the dark chocolate with the geranium oil. Now the thing about adding oils to chocolate, so we also added some orange oil to some of our dark chocolate before when we made the Easter eggs.
That's where I got tangerine from.
And the orange oil makes it like a Jaffa flavour, whereas the geranium gives it that rose
Turkish
delight type flavour. You can add peppermint, spearmint, lemon myrtle. Oh my gosh, lemon myrtle and white chocolate is amazing. But you've got to make sure that you temper the chocolate first, because otherwise it's like if you get water accidentally in your chocolate, then your chocolate will split and it won't form that nice smooth surface, and it'll look crystallized after it's gone in the fridge. You know how chocolate after a while gets discolored? It'll look like that. So that's basically how you make the Turkish figs. I have seen some people just coat half of it. I think, why not go the whole hog and let's coat all of the Turkish fig. And the other thing that I do is I dehydrate some rose petals in my dehydrator, and I actually sprinkle a few of those on the top, and it just gives it that extra nice look about it. So that's pretty well how you temper chocolate and how you make Easter eggs and chocolate figs. Do you girls have anything else you want to say? No?
Have fun making them.
All right, and now we'll go over to Kristy Brown, who previously I said she's making chocolate in a brownie. I mean chocolate brownie in a jar. So are you there, Kristy? Let's go.
So today I am going to make a brownie in a jar. So it's a really gorgeous little gift, especially Mother's Day coming up. It's really cute to just be able to drop at someone's door, or obviously we can't really celebrate social-wise at the moment. So it's a gorgeous little homemade gift that you can do as a family. It's something that they can actually do when they get the gift as well. They can make it and enjoy it a little bit more while they're obviously in, we're doing social distancing and stuff like that. So I've got my oven on 180 degrees so I can pop that straight in. Now I'm going to actually do double batch because I've got this really big jar. I don't have the jar I normally use because I didn't want to drive into Karratha, which is about a 45-minute drive just to get a $2 jar. So I've got these jars at home, and I always recycle my jars. So I've got this jar, and I'm actually going to do double batch in here. So pretty much what we do is we just layer our brownie. So I hope you guys can all see that okay. I don't know whether I can move a little bit closer so you can see. Let's see what I can do here. That might be a bit better. So in first we go with 2 cups of flour, so plain flour. That one's much easier to get in because I can tip it on the side. I hope it's all going to fit because I haven't actually made this jar before, but it should do. It's quite a bit bigger than my usual ones. I actually normally get, there's a jar in Red Dot that I use. I've got some few different pictures of ones that I use. So I'm actually doing orange brownies today. Peppermint are great too. I do peppermint. I do love peppermint. They are my favourite. So we've got 2 cups of plain flour. So to remember, this is double batch. So if you just want to do a single batch, just halve it. But I do double batch of everything. We want 2 teaspoons of baking powder. On top of that. So just pop that in. We want 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So if it's half, it's 3/4, I think. So 1.5 of salt. So obviously I just put this on top of the flour because you're obviously not layering that because it's such a small amount. Then we do brown sugar. So this is where all our gorgeous layering gets in. So I'm going to do it in single batches because it might be a little bit easier to layer. And I find with my brown sugar, I like to do it with a tablespoon. So I'm going to do 2. It seems like a lot, but I'm going to put 4 of these in, 4 1/3. Just helps me layer it as I'm going, like picking it out. So because it kind of like is kind of like kinetic sand, so I kind of don't want to disturb the flour too much. These are really great teacher gifts for Christmas as well. I put a beautiful big Christmas bow on. And they're very naughty. They've got a lot of sugar in them. So we don't make these all the time. Yeah, but when we do. And I always do double batch because I freeze half. I made cookies the other day and I froze half. They didn't last very long. I don't know why I bothered putting them in the freezer, but if they're out of sight, we don't go through a whole batch all at once. So then what I do is I just go around and just kind of just loosen it off and just make sure it's nice and flat around the edges. So at the end result, we have this cute little layering effect. So we then do the same with white sugar. I did say there's lots of sugar in this. Oh, sorry. We do exactly the same with the white sugar. So 2/3 for one batch, but I'll do 4 lots, 2 batches. Sometimes I do reduce the amount of sugar as well. I know my cookies I made on the last weekend, I actually put only 2/3 of the amount of sugar and they were so sweet. But yeah, you don't have to put this much sugar in. So I hope you're all proud of me for measuring. Because if you know me, I don't measure anything. So you can kind of see the layering kind of coming together. So we want a cup of choc chips. So you can either get the choc bits, so they're the white ones going to go in next, or you can get the large choc and break it up if you want a little bit more textured, or you can get the little white chocolate. I actually got dark chocolate this time for something a bit different. Normally I get the milk chocolate. So again, I'm going to try and spoon this in a little bit because I don't want sugar going everywhere. So we want a cup of these going in. And I kind of just try and tip them nicely on the sugar there as I go around. I just kind of fill in any holes that I've got there so you can see it from the outside. These are a really great work, like if you're doing a workshop for something fun at the end for everyone to take home. These are really good fun for everyone to make. We did these at a workshop, I think last year, just before Christmas. So then we do the same with white choc chips. So I've got little white choc chip bits. So we want a couple of those. So again, I kind of find it's easier sometimes to, at the end, just to kind of sprinkle them around the edge so you get that really nice layering effect. But yeah, it's looking very cute with all the layers. My kids don't like doing the layering, they just like eating the chocolate. So usually I always have to buy bowls and then I kind of just pour that in. Make sure it looks all nice all the way around the edge. And then that's pretty much it. So how I like to do this is, I'm going to show you how to bake it in a minute, but I'm going to show you right now how I gift it. So I put my little lid on. I don't know if Dorothy is watching, whether she's still on. I did see her before. She's our making things look beautiful queen. So she'll be very proud of me. I actually put some thought into this today, making things look pretty. I'm not very good at making things look pretty. So what I do is, so you can actually gift this with a whole bottle of oil. I like to do this with a bottle of orange. I think a bottle of orange is like $17 wholesale or something. So you can actually gift them a bottle of orange with this. And what I like to do is you tie, obviously this is my open one, so you get a nice fresh bottle of oil to gift them. I print out my recipes on a little brown piece of paper because I think the brown goes really nicely with that, with the string. And then that's got the recipe on there on how to make it. So they put their vanilla essence in, their orange oil, they pour their contents of their jar in, so it's got all the recipe contents on there as well. And then what I do, maybe I should have put that the other way. So you can use all different, like the ones for Christmas were really cute because I had a big Christmas ribbon on them. So I kind of just wrap this around a little bit. And yeah, they get the like cute little bowl of oil with that. And then you can kind of just do your ribbon however you wish. So yeah, but I'm going to take this apart in a minute anyway. So yeah, you kind of just do your ribbon, got your little oil. So yeah, so that's a cute little gift that you can hand someone with the oil, and then they can keep using their orange oil or. So I'm going to show you how to make it now. So all you do is I'm going to take this off. So you can do this with like cookie in a jar as well, and do peppermint cookies with a bottle of peppermint oil, or cinnamon bark, something with cinnamon bark, but anything. You can do cookies, brownies, or anything like that. So what's on our instructions? So what we do is mix our jar so we pour it all in now. All of that goes in. All they need to do. What I do is make a little well in the middle, and I pop in vanilla essence, so 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. So I like to make my well in the middle because I like to make all my liquids in the middle, and then I drop my oils on top so they've got all that liquid to kind of disperse the oil with the liquid, and then I mix it. So 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. We have 4 eggs. Go straight in. We want, so for one batch is 2/3, so I want 4 of these of water, but we'll get the recipes out for you, and I'll hold the recipe up at the end, so if anyone wants to take a screenshot of the recipe, you can do that. Some oil, so very naughty again. So we want 4 of these. So this is kind of, I pour this on and then I put my orange oil straight in. That's 1. Two. 3. And so for one batch I would do 8 drops of oil. So I'm going to do about 16. Sometimes I put extra in of my essential oils. So get my orange oil. I think I've only got a little bit left in this one, so I'm going to use this up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 2 for luck. I like them extra orangey, and because I've done double batch, I wanted to put a few extra drops in there as well. If you really want orange like flavour, after you've done the first batch, you'll understand like how much you want to put in there. And that's it. You pretty much bake it in a 180 degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes, and that's it. I have a feeling I've left the cocoa out. I have. I'm going to put that in now because they're not very browny, are they? I must have missed that. Yes, your cocoa goes in just before you chop chips when you're layering. See, this is why I don't measure. I'm concentrating on measuring more than what's actually going in. So cocoa, sorry, I need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3. Just be careful when you're putting your cocoa in the jar because it actually like fluffs up quite a lot when you go to put your choc chips on. So you really have to make sure you spoon your choc chips in over the top of the cocoa because the cocoa will actually go up the sides of the jar and you won't get that beautiful layering. So that's it. That's easy done. So I don't know, Kim, if you want to jump back on, and I'm just going to put this in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes, and I've got 2 batches of brownies for my family for the week. Hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you make it for a gift. Even if you make it for yourself, it's really good. Lots of fun. Kids love making this.
Amazing. I can't wait to make one as a gift as well. So thanks, Kristy.
No worries.
You're an awesome chef. Now I'm going to hand over to the one and only Danae Cazzola, and I think Bella is her model today. Is that right, Danae?
Yes, she is. Can you hear me? I'm the quiet one.
All right. Thanks, Kristy. And take it away, Danae.
Thank you. Well done, Viv, Kristy, Tegan, Caitlin, and Jeremy and Kim. That was amazing. And isn't it wonderful? I can't wait to make those triple chocolate. My thighs or my muffin top do not want to see it. And the brownie, I really want to make that, but I doubt that I'm going to get them into the jar because I've already lost a bag of jelly beans, a bag of eggs from yesterday, so we can't make muffins today. Okay, so I absolutely love making a chocolate mask. Now, this mask is not like the mask that Bella made the other day online, where that one you can actually put into a jar and use it for the next month, okay? This one is a one application mask. The reason is that I'm using honey in it today. And honey, for those who have bees or eat honey or those sorts of things, honey is amazing for the skin. It's got lots of, antibacterial, antiviral, all those sorts of wonderful products in it. So, we're not talking about oils, I'm talking about honey. So it has a really calming effect on the skin. And I almost think that it helps put that that microbiome back onto the skin, okay? So when we think about using natural things, it's about finding that balance back into the skin, and which is a great time now to be doing these sorts of things. So the ingredients that you need for this is we're going to do a matcha green tea. So the reason why I've chosen green tea and cacao chocolate is that they're super high in antioxidants, which for the skin is also helps finding that rebalancing back to the skin. So this mask is great for everyone. The kids can make this as well because there's nothing in there. You would just use 1 drop of perhaps Copaiba if you're doing it for the children, the teens and younger kids, just so that they have a bit of fun. So you could put the frankincense as well, and it's got lavender. But I've done some different ones. So I'm going to tell you, the ingredients that we're using. 2, I'm going to tell you about the different oils for different skin types that you can do as well. So the main ingredients in this is going to be matcha green tea powder. So if you don't have powder in the house or you can't purchase it, but you can get it at the supermarket and stuff, I actually buy, Bella's going to hold it up, we actually get just green matcha tea bags, okay? And then what we do is we use she's going to hold this because she's stronger than me. I actually just use a mortar and pestle, yeah, that's it. Rip the tea bag apart, okay? I can only see myself in a little screen, but that's okay, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, cool. And then what we did to get it to a powder form, because normally I buy it as a powder, so you can actually buy matcha green powder. So it's basically green tea that has been pomaced into, and then we ended up with a powder. How cool is that? So there you go. So we're multitasking with tea bags. So the same thing, you could do green tea. So you can actually pomace it as well, and you could do green tea. All those matchas and green teas and those sorts of things are very, very high in antioxidants. That's why it's good for the body to drink, but it's great on the skin. Has a very good calming effect on it. The other thing is that you'll need some cacao. All right, I always try and buy organic cacao because we don't want, anything that's got any pesticides or anything that's in the skin. So we use cacao. So in here goes 1 tablespoon of matcha green tea, 1 tablespoon of cacao, okay? Next, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of honey. Now, if you don't have matcha green tea, you could also use pink clay, white clay, bentonite clay. If you want to do something really, really mild, you could just do cacao. So don't worry too much if you don't have the green powder. There's enough antioxidants in the cacao to help with this because you're going to be using oils as well. The next one is 1 tablespoon of organic honey, okay? Now, try to get really good honey, and the reason being is because there's a lot of dodgy honeys out there. So we try and get local honey, or someone, you know, we try and get the best honey that we can get. All right, so you need one, so Bella's going to use a spoon. Oh yeah, try that. It's just, it gets messy with the honey, okay? So she's going to put that, can you see it? Hope you guys can see it, yeah. We've got a little funny setup here. Right, now, while she's adding that to the mix, it's a bit sticky, this mask, but it's good. It's really funny because when we do it, Barchi tries to lick it off our face. That's our Shih Tzu. And guess what? He's just turned up. I swear to God, he can smell the honey. So he's just walked in. The whole 50 minutes we've been here, he did have a bar of us. Now we've got the honey out, and he's just poked his little head down. Look, he's just here. Is that bizarre? And when she's got the mask on, he tries to lick it off her face. It is absolutely hilarious. So next we have a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now, apple cider vinegar is very good for balancing the pH. However, it can be a little bit strong. So if you're only first time user, you can use it with distilled water, or you can use a little bit of milk in it as well if you want to. So you can do either or, all right? We use apple cider vinegar because the girls love it, and it really helps balance the pH on their skin. Now, we're going to add some oils. My base oils that I use for this is 1 drop of frankincense. So Bella's got a collection of oils here. Frankincense, as you know, is the king of oils. Very good for the skin.
Accidentally put an extra drop in there.
She put 2 in there. And, you know, great, you know, think about turning back time. So wonderful, wonderful for the skin. It's a youthful skin oil. Everyone needs to use it. Very good. This particular mask is very good for evening out the skin tone. All right, in a really gentle way. So those, especially coming out of winter, summer, you tend to have a lot of rusty spots on the skin, a lot of extra pigmentation, you know, those sorts of things. So this helps even out the skin tone. The next one I put in is Copaiba. Now, the reason why I use Copaiba is because Copaiba helps with unhappy skin. Very good for skin. Very, very good for lots of skin things. So when the body is inflamed, or the skin's inflamed and very red and all those sorts of things, Copaiba is amazing. So I use it every night. I add it to my frankincense. I use it. The girls use it. Very good for lots of skin evening out. The next one that we use is lavender. And as you know, lavender, and I've forgotten to bring it, Bella's going to go grab it. Lavender is great for everything to do with the skin. So wonderful, wonderful skin oil. Very good for using every night. Put a drop of, in your sink, put a drop of your baby flannels to wash your face, and put a drop of lavender in there. Very good for cleaning the skin and basically purifying the skin. So that's the base oil. Now, if you want to do something more specific, you would add one of these other oils. If you have acne skin, put 1 drop of Manuka. Manuka is 33 times more powerful than tea tree, okay? So very, very good for the skin. If you have dry skin, you could add patchouli or blue cypress. Okay, both of those are incredible to be using on dry skin. If you have oily skin, you could use tea tree, or purification is also another oil to add. And for us mature young girls out there, add a drop of sandalwood. So you can either do Royal Hawaiian sandalwood or sacred sandalwood. So you can add that to this mask. Okay, all right, we're going to add that now. She's just going to pop that in. We're going to mix it up. Oh my God, it's so divine. It smells so good. Might not smell as good as those brownies and those muffins that are cooking up there. Now, instead of trying to use a spatula for this, you may have to use just a spoon, because the honey's super sticky, you know what I mean? And you're trying to get it on. This one's really easy. I get the girls, when we put it on, to actually put it on with your fingers. It's much easier to get on. So we're going to do that. We might, if it's a little bit too runny, this may be. Just add a little bit more of cacao. Cool. It depends on which honey. It's really bizarre. Some honeys are really runny and some are really quite thick. It's quite bizarre. All right, good. Mixing up. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And guess what? The mother gets to paint the child or the young lady. And there's nothing better than painting your daughter with a mud mask. Just before we went live today, I made a mask yesterday, a pink clay mask. I did a bit of an experimental. It went a bit runny, and I ended up painting my whole body with pink clay and having a shower. So I'm going to pop that up later as well. So this is amazing. Oh my God, I could eat it. And how much fun do you have? Can you see this? How much fun is this? Having wall paint all over you. How cool is this? Aren't I lucky my daughter lets me paint her? But it is such a beautiful mask. Now remember, when you're doing masks, don't forget your neck, because your neck is part. But it smells good, eh?
Oh, it smells so nice.
Yeah. We're like you guys. We wish that everyone could smell this right now. How cool is that? So, wonderful, wonderful mask, but it is not designed to, like I said, to, because it is got honey in there, it's not designed to store, yeah. You just make a batch. You could probably do just about everyone in the family with that. But how easy is that when you can use amazing ingredients out of your cupboard and make the most amazing. I just want to lick her face. Now I know why the dog does it. There we go. How cool is that? So we've written it up. We've got the recipe for everyone, okay? How does that feel?
Feels very nice, actually.
Yeah, it does?
Yeah.
And it will exfoliate the skin as well. So it's a very calming, refreshing, detox. Oh, my God. Hey, it tastes really good. So there you go. Kim, back to you. It tastes really good.
It actually tastes really nice.
Now she's eating it too. This is what's happened. This is what happened. Well, hey, you girls might be licking the bowls in Karratha and Wickham, and over there in Bella, and me and Bella are licking the mask out of the bowl.
So the girls make the mask up. They've got the raw cacao powder. They've got to find some matcha green tea, and then we'll take a photo of me and the girls in the mask. So anyway, hopefully you learn a little bit about some new ways to use chocolate today. Thank you so much to Danae for the chocolate mask recipe. We'll post a photo of us later on. Me and the girls. Oh, we might even get Jeremy in the photo. Thank you so much to Viv for the triple surprise chocolate muffins. It gives us something to do with the little Easter eggs that we've got.
Has she got them out of the oven, Kibby? Can we see if Viv got them out of the oven? I'm going to see those muffins. I wanna see her crack one open.
Surprise! It's a bit of the minstrels going on here today.
Oh my God!
Muffins, they smell amazing. Probably almost as good as my mask. I'm going to crack one open for you to have a look at. They've risen beautifully. Just going to crack it open. I have cooled down a little bit, but this one's got a beautiful melted white bit in the middle.
Oh, yum.
Yummy, yum, yum, yum. So they're delicious. I actually got 14 muffins out of it, so that's a bonus. And I'm loving the mask. I'm going to go wash my face. It's going to be stunning for the weekend.
All right, so that brings us to an end of our chocolate workshop. Thank you so much to Kristy, Viv, Danae, my little assistants here. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll send out an email with the recipes for the things that we made. I'll check how good the quality is. If the sound's a problem, I might refilm mine, but we'll post the video as well. So if you need to check back on, how to temper chocolate and all of that kind of stuff, you'll be able to do it. We've got some other great workshops coming up next weekend. We've got the Beauty Essentials with Danae. We've got Detox Your Home, where I'm showing you how to make 4 natural cleaning products, and we've got our Oily Club as well. So make sure you check back in on those, and we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, guys.
Monday night.
And don't forget to join us every Monday night for Let's Talk About as well. So Jeremy's just reminding me. All right, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you all somewhere soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.